Let's talk about how much reasonable or how much scientifically accurate are those fictional lasers. For an instance, is it possible to create something laser eyes in case of humans? Well, theoretically, yes, but it's only possible if you are someone like Superman who has an indestructible body, because installing laser to human eyes has their own consequences. First of all, it's not something that your doctor is going to recommend, because human eyes or the biological eyes are developed over years, which can absorb radiation. It's not designed to emit radiation. It can absorb radiation and can emit the image that we see. To make a eye that can absorb radiation, that comes into the category of genetic manipulation, which has their own set of problems and all. So you have to deal with that first. But let's say someone is able to do that, someone using genetic makeup to create an eye that can emit radiation, but that's still not enough, because even if you do that, the emitted laser is going to generate a lot of heat, because in case of laser, the efficiency is really, really less. Since only a portion of the radiation that is generated is emitted as a straight beam, the remaining radiation is still there, which is the waste radiation, and it creates a lot of heat. Unless you have a setup that acts as a really good cooling system, the laser is going to generate a lot of heat and is going to just boil up your eyes from inside out. Then you can never blink. That means if you create a laser that has high intensity, has a lot of power, once you close your eyelids, it's just going to burn your eyelids. Your life is just going to be a staring contest till the end. Then the final thing is you have to say goodbye to your normal vision, because laser is something highly focused and pinpointed, and for that to achieve, your eye should be designed such that it only have binocular vision. So it will be something like gluing binoculars to your eyes forever, and you have to say goodbye to the peripheral vision. So considering this much, now one has to think, is it a good idea to get laser installed to their eyes, if it is even possible in the first place? The next thing is laser blasters that we have seen in movies and all. Well, they have their own set of problems. Obviously, we have laser in our defense, but it's definitely not on the same level as what they have shown in the movies or in the comics and all. If the laser has been thrown in the form of a pulse, the single pulse should acquire that much energy that could do a lot of damage. For example, in case of big lasers that can particularly destroy a planet, they should preserve a lot of energy. For example, we can consider the case of a planet Earth. Let's say we want to destroy the planet on the size of a planet Earth, which has a lot of heavy and dense materials which are glued together with gravity. Now, to blow up a planet as big as an Earth, you need energy in the order of 10 to the power 32 joules. But strongest laser that has been developed so far has the energy of 10 to the power 6 joules. So we are still like 100,000 times behind the energy that is required to generate this much of energy in a laser. But there is still another problem. The emitted laser has to have this much energy, but still the source would have more energy than this, because only a portion of this is emitted as a laser. The remaining is the waste heat. To emit this kind of energy, the source should be as big as the entire sun. So to destroy a planet, you have to also blow out the sun. So it's a sort of a lose-lose situation. So then you have to think about how reasonable to create a blaster of this size. Even though we are not at that level, it doesn't mean that we are not approaching the science fictional sort of laser technology. In 2018, Marcus Karl and his group created a lightweight polymer membrane which can emit laser radiation. So basically, they created this thin film membrane that can be attached to, for example, to the eye. Where in this picture, they're attaching to the eyes of a cow. And when they pump this sort of a thin film, it was able to emit laser radiation. It can also be attached to, for example, like your fingernails, and could be used as a laser for a laser tag or something like that. And, rather than emitting laser radiation from your eyes, it could be used as a detection things and all. So the laser technology is evolving over time. In the future also it's going to evolve further. It may not be the one that they show in the movies and things, but it's going to be interesting in its own terms.